They told me that 800,000 people saw me.
Wow, yes.
So I really I have no exact figure how many people heard my story, but I do know that I had 974 places that I did talk to.
That you spoke to?
Yeah. Recently I went to a government office in Poland. I can show you the certificate, and there are only 500 people in the audience, but they told me that they have satellites in all the branches, so 10,000 people heard me.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
At your peak, how often were you giving presentations?
Whenever I'm invited.
Yes.
I mean, now I just got yesterday an email from Valence High School, and I told them I'm sorry I can't do it anymore. They are disappointed, but I don't take money for this, but I am very gratified to see the impact it has on so many people.
You give a speech. How do you prepare?
This is my life.
Yes.
I don't look into notes. I just memory, whatever I remember. And believe me, when I give a presentation which is ordinarily about an hour, and then I leave time for questions, it's not even 1% what I went through.
No.
But for me, those atrocities or the brutality committed against Merck is not so important as the message here. There are so many ramifications, implications of my story. Mm-hmm. I'll give you an example. It is philosophical, it's educational. You know how many kids decided to stay in school because they realized that I got my high school education at the age of 35. So they realized how privileged they are.
How lucky they are.
Let me give you a very example that happened not a long time ago in a prison. Right here in Woodbury, there's a prison called McLaren High School. And at the end, one of the prisoners approached me and he said to me, "Mr. Weiner, if I would have heard you when I was a teenager, I wouldn't be here." And I looked at him. What did he mean? Well, when I was a teenager, whatever I had was not enough. So I went out with my friends to hold up somebody for money. I took out my knife, because that man resisted me, and I killed him. And here I am for life. And he started to break down. How stupid was I? I had everything that you didn't have at my age. Why did I kill an innocent person? I had education, I had a home, I didn't starve, I was beaten. Why did I do it? How stupid could I be? Especially nowadays, people don't carry money. They carry credit cards. Why did I do it? Now it's too late. It means sentence for life, murder. So this is the kind of responses that I hear all the time.
Do you have to mentally and emotionally prepare yourself?
You know, I know that I save lives. There's nothing more beautiful than to save human lives. I was not aware, again and again. Every day when I get letters and people tell me, you know, you changed my life. You saved my life.
Yeah.
Or I have been going to a psychiatrist or to a therapist for years. You are the only one that helped me. You can see I have a letter here from a 7th grader right in Mountain View Middle School. And she has been going to a therapist, whatever the reason is, for years. And she wrote to me, you helped me. My therapist didn't help me. And then she took me to meet her father. Her father came to one of my presentations, and he told me, he wanted to pay me for helping his daughter. I didn't want any money, but he told me, you did something for my daughter we shall never forget. I was not aware that I am able, especially at my advanced age, that I can help people. I was a very sickly young man when I was liberated. I couldn't digest anything. And this is not just my problem. Most of the Holocaust survivors, thousands of them died soon after the war because they couldn't digest the normal food given to them. There's an entire chapter about this in my book, if you remember. And people call me, which has nothing to do with the Holocaust. How did you do it? How did you reach the age of... You know what I tell them? First of all, I'm so busy I have no time to die. And then, it's a fact. The fact is that doctors didn't help me. They misled me. They misdiagnosed me until I became a vegetarian 45 years ago. It helped me. I don't know. I don't tell them do the same thing, enjoy your steak. But there are so many ramifications from my book. It is not just the cruelty. What can you get out of it? And the basic message is appreciation. The problems that we have in the United States, in our society, to my understanding, based on my life experience, because people don't appreciate. They don't know how good their life is.
Yeah.
Look at this scenery here. How beautiful it is. Now think about Alter Weiner. In the camps, just gravel. No greenery. You get up in the morning, you eat what you want, you're never hungry. I have to eat 2 slices of bread made out of sawdust. So they are thinking, how could you eat bread of sawdust? But there's nothing else. And it goes on and on and on. And that is what I'm saying. My book is not history. It is a lesson. And those letters tell me the lesson it is. And I'm getting it all the time. All the time. This was in 2006, I believe. I came home, and I promised her. I came home. Why did I promise? What am I going to write? I had no document. The Germans took away from me everything. How am I going to? Why did I promise? And what's going to be the title of the book? I couldn't sleep the entire night. I'm telling you exactly how it happened. Eventually, I decided that I'm going to do it because I promised. And in our tradition, if you make a promise and you don't keep the promise, God is going to punish you. I can quote it to you in Hebrew, but you don't know it, Hebrew. But that is what it says. So I sat at my computer. I cannot write because I have a tremor. And I started to write according to the best of my recollection. It took me about 2 months. And that is what I put together. I never edited. My English is self-taught. And somehow there are people who like the book.
Hello?
So far about 35,000 books were sold. And it is self-published because no publisher was interested in me. I wrote about 100, not because of the content, because I'm not an established author. They told me, on the contrary, some of them answered me, your story is so important, because I sent them the manuscript. It's so important, but you're not an established author, and now with the internet and all those things, we cannot afford to do it. So there's only one way out. You go to a self-publishing house, and you pay for everything, and they did it.
When you sat down at your computer to begin typing your memoir, did everything come back to you? Did it flood back to you, or did you have to think a lot?
I had to think about it,
Yeah.
slowly. You have to remember, I was so young.
Yes.
When my father was murdered, this is such a traumatic experience that I'll never forget. It's always now. I have nightmares, and I remember looking at my father's partially decomposed face. So, it came back. It came back, and you know something. Even till this very day, I dream. I see images how I am being tortured, how people are dying. John McCain said something which I'll never forget. He said it on television. If you are tortured the way he was tortured in Vietnam for 5.5 years, you are tortured for the rest of your life. It is there. It is something you will never forget.
When you speak, does that help you heal?
It helps me, no, doesn't help me. No, on the contrary, when I speak, and if I talk about graphic images, it's painful.
Yeah.
But I know it's important. And then don't forget, sometimes my audiences are very emotional. very emotional. I remember I spoke once in in a university here somewhere in Washington State, and all the students were crying. And I told them, I'm here not to make you cry, I'm here to learn from my suffering.